Your Excellency, is it very important for you to be here today?
Yes, it's always very important to remember those who died in the First and Second World War. It's a particularly special week for us because we've been commemorating 100 years since the death of Edith Cavell, who was a nurse who came to Belgium to help found modern nursing in 1907, but then stayed on despite the war. And she said very famously that patriotism was not enough. She should have, and we must have, no hatred or bitterness towards anyone, and that's the spirit in which we come to remember today. And it's very important that we three, French, German and British ambassadors, even though we were on different sides, now we're here together, and as the Deputy Mayor of Charleroi said, working together now within the European Union and working for peace in those parts of the world that still suffer war today.
It's important, I think, to forgive, but not to forget.
Yes, that's right. That's right. It's very important to... history has a tendency to repeat itself if we try and whitewash it, if we try and pretend it didn't happen. But if we look it in the face and learn the lessons, it's not easy. We are still learning lessons today, but we must keep trying.
You are in Belgium. Did you know Charleroi?
Yes, this is the second time I've been down to Marcinelle, and I've also visited your wonderful new science park outside Charleroi and had some very interesting discussions with the very exciting biotechnology businesses there.
Yes. Do you know the Bois de Casier? It's just behind us. It's a museum dedicated to the story of mines, the mine industry in Belgium, and the coal industry. Very important also in England. There's a patrimony inheritance, industrial inheritance is also important in England, I think.
Yes, indeed. And in fact, when I was in Liège a few weeks ago, I discovered that the Industrial Revolution had been brought to Belgium by another British entrepreneur. So there are lots of links. And obviously one can't come to this cemetery without looking at the memorial to the terrible mining disaster that happened here, I think, in the 1950s. And the fact that one can see the mining equipment behind the cemetery is a very poignant remember of that history too.
Thank you.
À 2h30, un aéroplane allemand survole nos positions. Nous étions repérés et 20 minutes après, le premier obus éclatait à 6 pas de moi. J'ai été soulevé, projeté à 5 mètres, tout le corps anéanti, couvert de sang. Je me suis levé, abruti, incapable d'articuler un son, et j'ai marché. Des hommes étaient couchés sur la route, morts. J'ai couru. Quelle grêle d'obus! J'en entends un au-dessus de moi. Je me lance dans la tranchée. Il éclate à 1 mètre. Je me relève. Je pars de nouveau. Je me disais, jamais je n'arriverai à l'ambulance. Ah, mon ami, que c'est laid, la guerre moderne.
Lettre d'André Fribourg au journal L'Opinion, 1915. La pluie approche. Une goutte tombe sur mon képi. Après une heure, la pluie redouble. C'est l'averse. Accroupis dans la tranchée, nous attendons. L'uniforme s'imprègne brin à brin. Après 3 heures, je sens comme un doigt froid sur ma chair. C'est l'eau qui pénètre. Manteau, veste, chandail, chemise ont été traversés. Après 15 heures, il pleut. La nuit froide glace l'eau dont nous sommes revêtus. Après 24 heures, il pleut. La canonnade redouble. Je me baisse. Je me couche au fond de la tranchée, dans l'eau. Après 2 jours, il pleut.
Lothar Dietz, Student, geboren am 12.01.1889, verstorben am 15.04.1915, Höhe 59, November 1914. Ihr in der Heimat könnt euch nicht die geringste Vorstellung davon machen, was es für uns bedeutet, wenn in der Zeitung schlicht und einfach zu lesen ist: In Flandern fanden heute wieder nur Artilleriekämpfe statt. Baum und Strauch sind von Granaten zerfetzt, mit Gewehrkugeln gespickt. Überall liegen in den Wasserlöchern noch die Leichen, von denen wir schon viele begraben haben. Zahllose Blindgänger von Granaten jeden Kalibers haben sich in den Waldboden eingewühlt.
Sunday afternoon, 1st September 1918. My dear father, it is a strange feeling to me, but a very real one, that every letter now that I write home to you or to the little sisters may be the last that I shall write or you read. I do not want you to think that I am depressed. Indeed, on the contrary, I am very cheerful. But out here, in odd moments, the realization comes to me of how close death is to us. A week ago, I was talking with a man, a Catholic, from Preston, who had been out here for nearly 4 years, untouched. He was looking forward with certainty to going on leave soon. And now he is dead, killed in a moment during our last advance. Well, it was God's will. Well, I have not much time left and I must end. With my dear love, pray for me, your son, Frank. The next day, Frank Early suffered a serious wound to his chest and died some hours later. He was 19.